Is that something that you're taking a look at?
Venture capital?
Yeah. Are you
At this
ready for
moment,
that?
no, not really. Something that I've sort of realized when it comes to the brand, at least the way that I'm sort of approaching it, is that venture capital really isn't necessary when it comes to consumer packaged goods, just because you're sort of fueled by your own popularity. You know, a lot of mistakes that I've seen from, I won't say mistakes, but things that I would like to grow from when I think about what other brands have done is that they think that the way to make money or the way to build the brand is that you want to be in 1,000 stores. I want to get into a Publix and just go across the universe immediately, you know? And that's not really how it works, just because, as we've already talked about, you're just a bottle on a shelf. People still have to pick it up and buy it. And that's where sales velocity comes in and all those things that you have to deal with when it comes to being a brand on a store shelf.
Yeah.
So something that I've realized is that much better than being in 1,000 stores and selling maybe $1 or $10, whatever it might be, in one store, is to have one store, three stores locally, and really just take control of that area. And that's something that I've been trying to focus on. So when I think about whether or not I need venture capital right now, like, sure, it'd be great having 50, $100,000, whatever it may be, to put behind the brand, but honestly, it's just really not that necessary.
Yeah.
And something that I really like, honestly, is having no venture capital. This really is something that has been funded. I mean, initially it was bootstrapped by me, but now it's to this point to where it's really being funded by the community. You know, it's being funded by our fans, and I really do take pride in that. And I'd like to see I'd like to see what I can do with just those resources. And I do also think that not having an abundance, not having just a ridiculous amount of money behind the brand, really puts me in a different sort of creative mode, to where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what can we do with this? What's Rather than going to a bank and getting $5,000, $10,000, what's how can I get that money by providing value to our fans and to our community? One of my favorite quotes is by this guy named Earl Nightingale. I listen to him all the time, and he says the extent of your success is essentially proportionate to the amount of value and service that you provide to your community.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about that, I always I don't want to take shortcuts. I'm not saying that venture capitalism is a shortcut, but just personally for me, it really does put me into a really sort of creative, sort of entrepreneur headspace, to where let's go make it happen. What can we do that provides value, that people will engage with, that people will want to support, that they can become a part of,
Yeah.
to where we are all sort of building this brand to where we want to take it to go.
Yeah. And I realize that's kind of that extreme leap. You know, you leap over a lot of steps when it just comes from starting a company. You're going to do it for your own money. You kind of seek out family or friends, angel investing, and then that's kind of like kind of the last step.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reality is, obviously, if you go that route, then you're giving up a significant percentage of ownership,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the whole goal, right? They're
Yeah.
going to help you. They're going to help turn it into this ginormous thing and sell it, and you get a good portion, but they get the significant portion.
Mm-hmm.
But then it helps you with the next thing,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. I was kind of thinking, like, how is it that I'm assuming a lot of products they all start out this way, kind of grassroots.
Yeah.
But at some point, that unfamiliar hot sauce, barbecue sauce, ice cream, like, lands on the store shelves. You've never seen it before. And like, sometimes you wonder, like, well, how did I know to buy it?
Yeah.
Did I see a commercial? Did I see an ad? Like, that takes a massive amount of marketing, whole different level,
Mm-hmm.
to somehow make it successful.
Mm-hmm.
again, like how do you sell hot sauce in North Dakota versus Southern California versus Vermont?
Yeah,
You know,
you can
and
see
you got to
that
hire
too.
some smart people to like penetrate those markets differently,
Yeah,
right?
that's interesting, and you can see that with like how Kroger has 10 different names depending on what region of the country you're in.
Yeah,
Like it's Harris Teeter in Seattle. It's I don't know any of the other names, but depending on whatever region you're in, they have different names on
yeah,
how they operate. So that is something that's very interesting. Just sort of that, and that's a whole different game that honestly is sort of at the extent of my knowledge when it comes to how do you the nuance of selling and marketing in different regions, you know, and then beyond different regions, different countries.
yeah,
So, and that's another reason why I think it's best to focus on local because how are you going to learn to sell in somewhere you've never been when you can't even sell where you are right now,
yeah.
you know? So,